enjoying life and going with the flow.
What's up? Coach Bergen here. This is episode 16 of the Coach Bergen Show, and today we are joined by our guest, Mr. Dexter, a pro wrestler, and he is the greatest showman of all time. We had to restart the interview because my phone was in the sun and the temperature shut it down, and we ended up losing like the first 5 minutes.
All right. So sorry about that.
That's okay.
Unfortunately, I think we have to start over from the beginning because none of that's going to save.
Uh,
But it could be worse, At least we weren't all the way through it.
yeah.
So, all right. So let's start from the beginning. Tell me about when you first started wrestling.
Cool. So, first time I started wrestling, was about a few years ago. Like, as you know, most of us, I started watching wrestling when I was a kid, grew up watching it, never had a chance to like really do it, learn to train or just learn from it. And I did get a chance while I was in my student days to do some training in Wolverhampton just for like a few months. But then, of course, university got involved, and well, not involved, but like university, I need to learn to study, and that's went flat. But when I moved
Mm-hmm.
down to London from Leicester, that's when I saw an advertisement of do you want to learn how to wrestle, to learn how to train, and that was at New Force Wrestling, and I've been training there ever since, which did really good. So yeah, that's how it all started at New Force Wrestling.
Okay. So you started with New Force Wrestling, and is that the main promotion that you work with?
Yeah, it's the main one I've been working with at the moment. I've worked at other promotions. So other ones have been Hearts and Essex Wrestling. I've trained there and also wrestled there. Done other promotions as well, at UKPW, at UKPW, Bring Me Pro Wrestling. And Exposure in Wales. But also, I have also wrestled in Portugal as well. One
And
time.
you're telling me about your first match. Tell me again about
Mm.
that.
So, in my first match, my first like official match,
Hmm.
was actually a trainee match. So at New Force Wrestling, we do trainee shows, which is only shown to friends and family. It's not open to the public. It's just for more like it's like an exam.
It's kind of
So
like it sounds to me. It's kind of similar to like how in MMA they'll have what
yeah,
they call smoker events.
okay,
So they're
yeah.
not like amateur events. They're not pro events, but it's smoker cards is what they
Yeah,
call
it's
them.
just
You
yeah,
know,
it's just a
so
triumph. That's what it
exactly.
is. Well,
It's just like
yes.
a couple different people from different gyms. Have
Mhm.
other fighters just come together, and then
Yeah,
we just put on a show.
yeah.
Um,
The
Kind of like a glorified sparring session. You
yeah.
know.
But the main thing about the trainee shows is to like to see if any of the new guys can, do a match and learn from a match, learn from it, the experience, but also is to do like test some new stuff out, like for some people who've done working at shows as well, to think like, okay, couldn't this thing work? Can this move work? It's a good way to test it out and see if it works and stuff. Because yeah, and my first match there was on a trainee show, and it was actually against my coach. So who taught me, his name is Richard Delight. He's been doing it for years, and he's really cool. And yeah, it's we had a good match. Like I was, nervous as going, try to remember the stuff as well. But it went really well. We had really good feedback. Friends and family enjoyed it, and it was really, it was good. And I didn't expect the result to be that. On the my next match afterwards will be part of the main show. So to get to that sort of level. So New Force Wrestling, of
Oh
course, they do
wow.
the main show. They do shows open to the public, which is in Ivo, West London. We also got a show in Stanwell at the moment. So that's happening August 16th. Sorry, that's just me promoting a show. But yeah, so that was my first match. My second match was on the main show, and what was good about it, my coach told me what was going to happen. So it was going to be me versus Judith Sexton. Judith, who I've trained with many times, I've probably worked with him a lot as well. Many times he's really cool. We have wrestled in many places, um, and he has been doing it for years. And he had we had some ideas. We worked with it. It's really cool. It was a really cool match, and it was just good to be like. What was cool about it is that the um, there's a storyline. So Judas was now running the academy. He's now took over the academy, and I was one of the rebel students that's saying no to his like bullying and want to fight. But of course, I lost.
Mm.
But afterwards, though, still doing the shows and still having a storyline, that was a really good moment, and it was just great, because again, that went good. I got good feedback from that match, and it was just good to see my friends and family there as well, real on full on supporting me. Um, so yeah, that's how it all started, and it's just been a roller coaster ride since then. You know.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a fun way to get involved in the sport, to be able to just
Mm.
go from, like that smoker show, that low level show with just your friends and family, to being able to go right onto the main card and be part of such an integral storyline.
Mm.
That's huge. And,
Yeah, it's good.
so what would you say has been your favorite match you've had so far?
There's been a few. It's hard to pinpoint. I think you never forget your first matches, 'cause that's the one that's always pinnacle moment in your
Mm,
life. It was. I had a match recently this year against Damien at New Force Wrestling, and Damien, he's been doing it for years as well. Like he got loads of experience,
mm.
and it was just
You're
good. Like,
comparing him to like Big Show before. Like he's like
yeah,
big giant guy, right?
he's no, well, he is a big guy. Yeah,
Mhm.
Damien is. He's a very big guy. He got the face paint on.
Okay.
He's recommend searching him because he's fast as well. Like
Mm.
he's a big guy. He's fast, and
Okay. So
we,
kind of like a Brock Lesnar type of dude.
yeah, I mean, Google him, search him. You can be the judge of that. But it's
Okay.
good. Yeah, it was good. We had just good ideas, and he's seen me before because he also wrestles New Force Wrestling, so he knows some of my stuff, and that's really good when you can combine the two together, and it just worked
Mm.
really well. Like I was again nervous because it was trying to remember everything, but it just it was just a good match. When you feel like, oh, that was a really good moment. That's just a really good match. So that was really fun. Another match that I always like sometimes watching back matches, some of my matches, the ones I do like the most. The one that always comes to my mind because the one that I haven't seen footage of is the one that happened in Hearts and Essex Wrestling, and it was it's the one I like the most. 'Cause again, like I say, it's one I just trying to remember what actually happened, but it was just again, it just enjoyable moment, and it was a match with me and Will Tyrrell, the rebellious rocker Will Tyrrell, versus Benji's Worldwide, which is Benji and Baz. And the match actually occurred just on the day.
Mm.
So Sammy Nee, who was the promoter there, she did the training before the show, and the training started in the morning. We would do training, promos, and then have the show in the evening. And on the promo, she led the promos, and Benji and Baz did a promo on Will, and Shannon went, "Okay, Will, you got to respond." So Will was going to start, and I said to him, "Like, I got an idea. Let's just go with it." And we just did this like generic promo. It was exciting, We made it exciting. We made it something, and from there, Sammy just went, "I want to see this match. Tonight will be Benji Worldwide versus Will and Alex." And
That's
it was
awesome.
also it was my first time playing a heel as well. Actually,
Oh,
it was the first
really?
time.
Okay.
Yeah, because they were the big faces, the tag team, so they
Okay.
just needed heels,
Right.
and
Right.
it was just good. I never done it before, and it was just good to see how I can make the Mr. Dexter character, who used to be like the lovable, uh, family friendly showman, to be in this sort of character. But again, like we made it. we had the ideas. We had some really fun comedic ideas as well, and it just kind of worked. And it's one of those matches I really want to go back to. Um, and that's going remind me of another match when I faced a guy named Braun, who is more like the Big Show. He's this big, lovely, friendly giant. He's from Norway. Braun is such a nice guy. He is. But it was my first singles match at Hearts and Essex, and it was supposed to be, how was it? Yeah, it was originally planned to be me versus Will, but Will got injured before the show, a few days before the show. So I knew it was going. So I found out it was going to be me versus Braun, and it's going to be a squash match. You
Mhm.
know, seeing him is like, yeah, it's going to be a squash match. But we would. I realized his finisher was a power bomb. And I asked my coach Richie to learn how to take it because you want to take his, their finishers. You want to like make sure you can do those safely because you don't want to make that awkwardness. So I just asked him, go like, I need to learn to take a power bomb, and learned it, learn how to protect myself, and then just go for it. And of course, the whole day I was nervous, going like, oh, what if I don't tuck my head in on time? What if I, injure myself? But just working with Braun, it was really good. Like he also had really good like philosophy in matches. Like I made a suggestion once about using profanity at him, and he went
Mhm.
like, "It might pop the crowd, but I don't think it will work with your story and character." Like he just said that, and I realized, going like, "Yeah," like because my character, Mr. Dexter, who's this showman, he's like the greatest showman.
Mhm.
Like he wouldn't swear. Like I realized, like, yeah, he wouldn't swear. Like he would never offend anyone. Like he would just put on a show, and I just when Braun just said that, like he never seen my character before anyway. So it's like when he just said that, it's like yeah, it's a good point, and that again, like it was just a really good pinnacle moment as well. And oh, sorry, I want to throw this other curveball show in, match in as well that I've
Mhm.
done. It was my it's happened quite recently, and I look back at it. It was like it was a good fun match. It was, and it was me and David Blackadder. We would call ourselves the Showtime Darlings, and we faced AJ Slambino, who's this TikTok guy. I'm not sure if you heard of him, AJ Slambino in America.
I feel like
Uh,
I've heard of him, but I don't
yeah,
know. It's not familiar enough.
so he does loads of food reviews, but he's been pro wrestling
Okay.
for again like many years, and he's his tag team partner is a guy I trained with a lot named Paul. Goonie Dab, they call themselves Pond Bros because one's from Britain, one from America, and then that's why they call themselves the Pond Brothers. Um, and that was like the main event for the first Talk with Dog shows. And again, that was just again a fun match. Like me and AJ had some really good ideas together, and so with Paul and David, we had some really good ideas. And yeah, again, that was just so much fun. Again, like I mean, I do look back at some of my matches and look at that. That's a really cool moment. I really want to do that again. But I can't. I just can. I think I can go on forever, really, to be honest, and think
Mm.
about it. But yeah, we definitely have enough time on that. I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had a couple questions that came up
Yeah.
since you started answering that last one. The
Mm.
first thing, I want to go back to that tag match where you said that you were a heel for the first time.
Yeah.
What was that like for you? And do you prefer to be a heel or do you prefer to be the face?
Um. I think when I was doing it for the first time, I was still trying to figure out like how, because again, like I've never practiced Mr. Dexter's being heel. It
Hmm.
was usually that point of fade. I've been a face for the past like couple of years since then, so it was quite. For the first time, it was quite difficult actually. But I just thought at the moment, I thought like, okay, still making comedic and still don't swear. I think loads of people say like would tell the audience just to f off, for example, and just think that's easy heat.
Mm.
But I was trying to think, okay, how can I make him? Sometimes I think the word sleazy is a better way to make it. Like
Okay.
again, like just you think about like P.T. Barnum, although Greatest Showman, Hugh Jackman make him a very lovable guy. P.T. Barnum was actually not the most friendliest guy. He was actually what's the word? A schemer. He was trying to get people's
He was
money.
a con
What I mean?
artist.
It's a
Yeah.
con artist. Yeah, he was a con
Yeah.
artist. He
He was
was
a
that.
smart
Yeah,
guy and he was an
he was.
artist, but he was a
Yeah.
con
So
artist.
again, so I was trying to make him a bit sleazy, thinking that he's still better than everyone, and yeah, that's how I guess it came to be.
Mm,
Do I prefer playing face or heel? Depends. I guess I enjoy both ways. To be honest, I think there's both enjoyments out of it. I think depending on the crowd as well. I think yeah, I always say to people when it comes to making characters, is to make a character marketable. Like when I'm training and people training think about, "Oh, I need to make this character or I'm not sure how to do it." One advice I always say to them is like make it marketable, which I mean by like, can you make him a good guy and a bad guy? Because one promoter will say we don't need good guys, we need a bad guy. Or they might say we don't want bad guys, we need you to be a good guy. So how can you um, not change his whole personality, just change his attitude towards people?
mm.
You know, how does
Or at
he?
least his attitude towards that one wrestler or
Yes,
that
to the wrong wrestler,
situation.
but yeah, it's just like
Okay.
that's I always think
So you're kind of
that's
bordering on being a heel and the villain,
whatever give me
at
the
the same
booking.
time,
That's all I'm
wherever
saying.
they need you.
Because wherever I can get, but
Okay.
yeah, I think that's the most important part. Is not trying to like stay in a one mindset. You know,
Mm,
is trying to adapt to the crowd, especially like every audience is different. Like you got your friends and family, or you got your family audiences. You got your um, big moveset audiences who love the high spots. So you need to like adapt to that sort of audience as well, really. So like for example, if I let's say I get debuted at AEW, they probably won't want to see me, cheering along, clapping.
hmm
Might want to see me do the goofy stuff, but they want to probably see the big moves. If I can do the big moves, of course. But that sort of thing, you need. I guess you have to adapt to the audience as well. You know.
Right, of course. I mean, that's what it all is. It's playing off of the audience and the reaction and, you know, just amplifying it.
Mm,
Because you're selling to the crowd, the
definitely.
situation, the story, so I get that. All right. So the second thing I was going to ask, you already
Mm,
kind of answered, because you were talking about being the world's greatest showman, quote unquote.
yeah.
P.T. Barnum. That's who I was going to ask if that was who you were modeling it after. And so now that you've kind of answered that, I want to ask, why did you make that choice for your character?
So when I first trying to think, so the character's name is Mr. Dexter,
Hmm.
and I always like the idea of calling myself Mister, like Mr.
Okay.
Dexter, and it's quite funny because then, when in some wrestling shows people introduce them as their wrestling names. Well, my surname is Dexter anyway, so when people say Mr. Dexter, it just sounds
Oh, we're
formal.
freezing.
Oh, are we back?
There we go. There we go. Now
Okay,
we're
cool. So cool.
back as your wrestling name.
Yeah, it's my surname as well, so when
Hmm.
it goes both ways really well. But when I was trying to think about it, I was thinking more like the Joker, and a bit like Hannibal Lecter. I was really into these horror characters. I was, and I guess that's when I first learned about adapting to the crowd because New Force Wrestling is a very family friendly crowd. Kids are in the audience and stuff, and my promoter just went like, I can't put that anywhere. It's too scary. It's not
Mm-hmm.
going to work. But Mm, he suggested the idea of the circus ringmaster gimmick, so Greatest Showman. And it works well because I'm into theatre, I'm into musical theatre as well, and of course, Greatest Showman, Hugh Jackman.
Hmm.
And every time I do a post, it's a musical relation. Like every time I put music on, it's somewhat musical related, depending on how I'm feeling or how I think the storyline is. It's based on a musical song. And and I guess because I know musical quite well, it suits the character. And I think that's always where it comes to choosing character. You need to choose a character that suits you, or something that you know the subject of. Like if you know farming techniques, you should character should be a farmer. Or if you
Mm.
love medical stuff, you should character should be a doctor. Or if you go to the gym, then you're going to be a muscle man. And
Right.
it's you got to suit to
Play into
your
your persona.
your persona,
Mm.
your something that you can talk about, something that you can uh you can again like you can talk about, you can like do it with ease. That's is a yeah, that's the way I was thinking about it. So that's why I went to the Great Showman, like because of just musical theatre, and that's how I went to play it. And then um doing moves as well as like you start to realize how you can make it work. So, for example, I do this move called, I call it the party arm drag, but I'm literally holding a person's hand, doing old school on the top row, like a tightrope walking.
Yep.
And to make it more interesting and more fun, I shout Party because I gotta from the film The Mask, and it's
Yeah.
because the adults know it. The adults have seen the film before; they
So
will
they're
know
gonna appreciate that. And the kids will
exactly.
probably still find it enjoyable, even if they don't get the
Exactly.
reference.
Because the type of walking is cool, but
Hmm.
getting that crowd reaction in, and that was also the thing as well, because we were trying to make the great show like a party gimmick. I was trying to do
Yeah.
the Jamie Vardy chant, from Leicester City, Mr. Dexter's having a party, or
Hmm.
Jamie Vardy's having a party. Well, we were trying to get that in as well. So the whole idea of a party, and then I had the top row walking, and I've been doing that since then. And yeah, and then you just adapt to that sort of thing. And then I even for a silly thing, I do something called the boop, which is boops all on the nose. Because like clowning it is. So it's one of those good funs. And that's how I was thinking once you got your character, you can start getting your like personalization moves and you can. And that's always good fun to do. Because people remember comedy spots. Yeah, everyone
Hmm.
can do it. Everyone can learn to do the scoop slam. Everyone can learn to do a suplex, but getting your own personality in is probably the key thing to do as well.
Yeah.
But then, like we said, by turning to heel, he's more sleazy. He's more arrogant, cocky. When I
It's like
do,
that con artist type of thing.
sorry, I missed that bit. Sorry, what was that again?
Con artist thing to be the
Yeah, but that's the con artist. Yeah,
sleazy,
exactly.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, but even then, when I do the top rope walk-in, I don't say
Hmm.
PRTY. I say stuff like, "I'm fabulous. You bought a ticket to see me. I'm so calm and walking it," and they do the arm drag, and I say, "I'm the best person in the world," and that's it really. Like that's how you just adapt to it, and to make it work. But yeah, that's how it goes. That's how Mr. Dexter was born. Really, was just as an idea, and then just working on it and having fun. So yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. I love it. I love it. That's really cool. Um, all right. So we asked this before, but it was, we don't have that. What advice would you give to a pro wrestler who's just starting out?
Um, I mean, I'm only doing it for been doing it for a few years, so I think the best thing to do when starting is just have a go at it. And then always remember, Rome was never built in a day. So
Mm,
if you get something wrong or make a mistake, just try again, and just keep doing it. And don't, punish yourself, just have fun doing stuff like that. Um, so that was something I would definitely recommend doing is thinking that sort of personnel and take feedback as well. Like I find it annoying when people like make excuses,
hmm.
because they're not listening.
Well,
They just
excuses
go,
are easy.
yes,
Excuses are
exactly.
easy because
Excuses
then
are
you don't have to
easy.
listen and you don't have to
Exactly.
adapt.
Yeah.
You get to just
So
accept.
just accept the feedback and take it
Yeah.
and learn from it as well. Um, and also like when you what was the other one as well? Make a mistake, don't punish yourself, and take the feedback. Oh, and ask questions. You
Mm,
know, there's no
yep.
such thing as stupid
To get the
question.
feedback.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. If you think you're not doing something right, then ask, what am I not doing right? I think that's a good thing. But like, if you don't know how to do a move, or
Hmm.
thinking like, oh, I'm not sure, can you repeat that again? Ask, because again, you're in a it's not the most safest environment. You had a risk of injury, so the best thing to do is ask a question. And if you don't feel comfortable, then mention that as well. Like say, like, okay, I want to do it, but I need to do it safely, and they would help you out. It's
Right.
and
They're gonna make it
that's
easier
the
for you.
yeah, exactly, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Don't make it hard for yourself.
Right.
Like try to learn from it, and then like the more you do it, the more you practice, and the more you click in as well, and the more you feel like, oh, I can do this. I've got this in the bag now. You know what I
Mm,
mean? And just take your time. Don't think as well, oh, I need to be at WE by the end of this year. Like literally, my target for this year was to have fun and just enjoy
awesome.
myself. There were some of my friends that were saying like, oh, I need to be at this show. I need to do this amount of matches. I need to do this, and I just went, I just want to have fun. I do. I don't mind. Like, I mean, it'd be great to have good, loads of matches in my belt,
Right.
have to do all this, but I just want to enjoy myself because I've got a good job at the moment.
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, I still got a good job. I got a good job at the moment. I'm doing this. This is a hobby for me. This is what I
Yeah,
enjoy.
of course.
Trying to get the most of it. Like, I haven't done podcast interviews. I've done one
Mhm.
once in character though, but I've never done like one in person review. So this is like first time
Okay.
for me doing that.
Well, awesome.
And yeah,
I'm glad I
exactly.
can
And
help with that.
thanks. Yeah, and like again, and even this year, I got to wrestle in Portugal for the first time. I got to wrestle outside the UK, and
Mhm.
I treated it more as a holiday, and it was a great match as well with Rodriguez. It was again a good. It was a good fun match and a good fun day out really because I got to wrestle in Portugal. So yeah, like again, like take your time with it, and like if you want targets, great, like set those targets, but don't. And again, if you're not reaching those targets, get the feedback and just go from there. Rome was never built in a day. That's all I can say. You know,
Right, right, right. And if it did, then we'd have their contractors.
exactly. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Um, all right, cool. So, do you have a dream matchup with anybody, whether it's a pro superstar or somebody in the local circuit or somebody you competed with in the past? Is there anybody that you would like to face again
Um,
or face in general?
I mean, anyone really to go, anyone would be good fun. I just like again, like I would love to face like people I've worked with before because we know each other still. Like I said, Julius Sexton I've worked with many times. It'd be great to work with him. Getting to work like people like Real to Real, Benji and Baz. Jimmy V is another person New Force Wrestling I'd love to face because we're both characters, and
Hmm.
again, it's just so much good fun. I would love to work with AJ Sambino. Like he came to us in the UK, and I'm trying to get a license as well to work in the US. So I'm hoping to wrestle him as well, or wrestle with
Awesome,
him in the US instead of South Carolina. So that's fun. That's the thing. That's quite. This all works out. I don't want to.
awesome.
I don't
Keep me
want this to be
updated.
put down and go like, oh, he didn't make it. But it was
Yeah.
like, But again, like there's again loads of people I'd love to face again, and just like anyone really, like it'd be just good to keep doing it. Just learn from it. I guess
Mm,
so. Yeah, that's. I can. List can go on.
that's
That sort of
awesome.
stuff. So yeah, that'd be
I
cool.
love it. What
Yeah.
I really like about your career that I'm seeing so far is it
Mm,
sounds like you're more about enjoying the journey than you
mm,
are about rushing to the destination.
yeah.
And I feel like that almost gets lost. Like that magic kind of gets lost
Yeah.
sometimes when people are focused so much on I got to get to this point. I got to make this happen. I got to do this. I got to do that. And instead of just being in the moment and just enjoying where you are. And it seems
Definitely.
like you're really good at enjoying where you
I
are and making
I
the most of
enjoy
it.
some of the little things in life, like some of the small things. I was talking to Benji about this, and I saw him made a post, and um, because Sammy Nee mentioned this to him as well about a person just came up to Benji and said like, "I loved your match, like,
Hmm.
and enjoyed the character," and that just made the world to him. And I've experienced that as well when people come up to me and say like, "Oh, I enjoyed your match. I thought you were really funny." I remember my first match when I first Judas Sexton. One of the kids just went up to me and he just went, you're my dad's favorite wrestler now," because
Oh,
of all the
wow.
funny things. So like it's that sort of moment. And again, because of my surname, Mr. Dexter,
Hmm.
there's been two times when a kid come up to me and the parents say his name is Dexter as well. So it's like that
Oh,
connection.
wow.
They look up to that. They go,
That's so
"Oh, his
cool.
name's Dexter. He's in the ring." They think of that, and to me, that's a lot. Or like just enjoying that. I actually remember one time. My mom. So I did dumpster match. It was
Hmm.
me versus Andre Suarez. Oh, that's another match. That's another one of my favorite matches. It's my
I got
first
it.
time doing a dumpster match. It was at New Force Wrestling. It was me versus Andre Suarez. It was for the dynamic title, which I was defending, and it was a good storyline as well. Like he called me trash. He hit me a trash can, and then I said, "Like we're gonna have a dumpster match." And the idea was for a dumpster again. It's a good fun match as well. It was my first time doing suicide dive. So again, that's another great match I loved. But again, I remember my mom messaging me. She's saying like when we were leaving, there were some kids like walking on the walls, like brick walls, and one just said, "I miss Dexter." And again, like
That's so cool.
you perform like in front of 50, 70 people, even less than that. And if one person say they enjoyed what you did, that means what? That's a lot. That's a really
Right.
good feeling, you
And
know.
that's not even just enjoying it. That's them trying to replicate what you've done, trying to
Yeah,
be more like you, which
yeah,
is even
exactly.
cooler. So
It's
that means
cool
at least
as well.
half of
Yeah,
them loved what you did,
yeah.
you know?
But yeah, like I remember someone telling me a couple of guys from HEW liked what I did, and I was like, I'm trying to figure out which ones because like I rewatched the
Mhm.
video and go like, oh, maybe it's that person that enjoyed it, that person that enjoyed it, but like it's just one of those good, great feelings when someone comes to you and go like, I enjoyed what you did there. I really found it was fun, and again, it's a moment to take in because firstly you did a great job because someone enjoyed your stuff, and yeah, it's just a good feeling as well, you know.
Right.
So yeah, like I'm not thinking about like I need to be here at a certain time because again, I just want to enjoy myself doing it. Of course, like there's targets I need to do as well. Like I need to make sure I'm fit to get these matches. I need to make sure that um you know, I might want to go to a certain show and that sort of stuff because I really want to perform in this show. This show is really cool, and yeah, like, but again, like, I want to enjoy this as much as I can, because you never know when it's going to end. So I want to get
Right.
the most of this experience at all.
Of
So,
course. Of
yeah,
course. It's a good mentality to have with this.
yeah, definitely.
Awesome. All
Thanks.
right. Cool. So you said, I think I remember you saying you have an event coming up August 16th.
Yes, that's at New Force Wrestling. We
Okay.
got so we usually wrestle at Ivy Village Hall. We will be wrestling at Ivy Village Hall on September the 7th, I think it is.
Mhm.
I can show you the details. You want to advertise it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll put the
For sure.
dates in the description,
Cool.
if you send
And
them to me.
yeah, but we got to do a new venue at Stanwell Village Hall, which is only a few. Uh, it's right near Heathrow Airport. It is, so it's not too far away. It's still West London area, but it's our first time doing that venue. It's gonna be good fun. I'm facing Jimmy V again. It's my first time facing him. Which so it's the trilogy. It's the finale. So again, that was gonna be a very good fun match as well. But that's on this Saturday, the 16th of August. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. That sounds like a fun experience coming up.
Yeah.
Um, cool. Do you have anything else any favorite memories, any favorite moments that you want to share?
Favorite memories or moments. I don't know actually. Like I think I've mentioned most of it. Like I've said, I talked about my first match, and it's always really good fun.
Hmm.
I always remember being like, um, even like when you did the opposite way around, when you're actually someone's opponent for their first match. I've done that a few times, and that's always interesting to do. So one time was with, so when I faced AJ Slambino, I was tagging with David. It was actually Paul's first match as Skinny Dad. That was his first
Okay.
match, and our job was to make sure he's safe because again me and David trained with him, so our job was to make sure that he's okay, he knows what he was doing, and yes, we did that as well. He was safe at the end, he
Make sure
enjoyed the
he was
match.
safe to
Yeah,
perform.
exactly. Yeah, so we make sure that yeah, because at the end your first match you want to be with someone you want to make sure you're not in that dangerous
Right.
situation, you know what I mean. And even then, like my first time facing someone who was less experienced than me, again, it happened in New Force Wrestling, and it was a guy named Warlock, and he was like a wizardry character, but again, someone I used
Okay.
to train with, and we, because we had a few months advance, we practiced our match. So we had this idea, and he worked better knowing as well. Like he wasn't the best at improvisation, but he had a great character as well. Like he won the match by throwing powder at me, which means I frozen, and then he did his the Scorpion Death Drop on me. It's a good like. I love the cartoony of it all, and just that sort of like different way to finish a match. And yeah, again, that's like a really good experience as well to be, sort of.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I think we lost you there.
Cutting, slagging.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
you're back. Yeah,
Yep.
sorry.
There you go. You're
Cool.
good.
where was I? Oh, Warlock. Yeah, like again, like it was his first match, but make sure he was safe, make sure he knew what he was doing, and again, it was like I gotta say, he won the match by throwing powder at me and I've frozen. You know, it's again like such a fun spot to do.
Yeah.
Um, but like, yeah, there's just moments like that, or um. So again, it's always fun moments of training. Like it's always a good laugh as well. Well, Richie's a really good laugh to train with, and journeys as well. It's always good fun. But like, yeah, like there's so many memories I can think of. Like I said, I have so many of my favorite matches of people I worked with that I just enjoy working with, want to work with again. I even like, I can tell, like I wrestled in the rain once as well. Like that was really good fun. Like it was me versus Lunatrix, and it was like a festival show, so it was outside, and also it started
Oh,
raining, and it was
okay.
like, go, right, okay, how? And I'd never done that before, like, and then again, like we kept it safe. Like I
Hmm.
didn't do the party arm drag on the top rope because that thing's gonna be slippery. I
Mm.
just went to the second rope and just did it from there.
Yep.
But yeah, like there's some really like I can't. And you probably need to. I would have wrote it if I knew the question. I probably would have wrote them all down and like list them all down and tell you. But yeah, I think since then it's been always good fun moments that have been like,
All right.
uh, yeah.
So, how about we do this? Because I definitely want to do another podcast with you in the future. You
Mm,
can think of your top three favorite matches that you want to share in depth, and then when we do the next time, then we can go into depth onto those.
yes,
And
that sounds great.
like especially the things I want to hear about is matches similar to like that dumpster match. Like, do you have any other specialty matches that you want to put on that list? Those are the kind of things I want to
Yeah,
definitely be hearing more about. Um, so yeah, but for today we can call it, and then we'll do another one in the future, and it'll give you some time to figure out which of the best stories you want to share, and then it'll
yeah,
give me some time to come up with more questions for you, and then I'll have this one uploaded tomorrow at some point, and yeah,
that sounds great, man. Cool, enjoyed
awesome.
it. Thank
Well,
you.
I'm glad we got to talk today.
Yeah,
Thank you for making
thanks.
the time, Mr.
No problem.
Dexter, and we'll talk again soon.
Amazing, cool, great seeing you, mate. Sounds
Awesome.
good.
Thank you so much.
No
All
problem.
right. Bye.
Yo, woke up this morning, alarm blaring like a siren. Coffee machine broke, spilled beans everywhere. What a riot! Boss on my case, traffic jamming like a scripted, feeling like I'm in the game. Pixels glitching, encrypted, bills piling high. Ex texting me nonsense, but deep down I know this ain't coincidence. Life's a big sim, code running in the background. Glitches for the views, keep the audience around. So don't you worry, don't worry, my friend. Cause as you know, it's the Coach Bergen Show, and it all works out in the end. And it all works out in the end. Creator up there, laughing in his director's chair, throwing curveballs my way just to see if I care. Lost my keys again, phone died at the worst time, but it's all for the drama, boosting that prime time. Ratings dropping. Nah, he flips the script quick, sends a plot twist, makes me question if I'm sick. But I stay cool, stoic like an ancient sage. No freakouts here, I'm turning the page. Gotta play it right, endure the wild ride, cause in this simulation the calm ones survive. So don't you worry, my friend. Cause as you know, it's the Coach Bergen Show, and it all works out in the end. Life's a marathon, scripted with some hurdles. Big boss upstairs, mixing joy with the curdle. He tests my patience, throw shade for the thrill, but I grin through the chaos, paying no bills. Stoic mindset, unbreakable core. Win the whole season, leave them wanting more. Flat tire on the highway, rain pouring like a movie. Stranger helps out, turns out he's groovy. Twists and turns, but I see the design. It's all engineered, keeping me in line. Creative scheming, cranking up the heat for that viral moment. Can't accept defeat, but I breathe deep. Channel that inner zen, cause winners stay chill, and that's how you end. So don't you worry, my friend. Cause as you know, it's the Coach Bergen Show, and it all works out in the end. Simulation or not, we got this. It all works out. Oh, it works out. Yeah, it all works out. Don't sweat it, fam. Simulation or not, we got this.